So where did the idea for all this come from?
So I started playing ultimate frisbee at university. Um, since then, kind of coming back from university to Northampton, there was nothing here. There was always this void of no clubs around. There's some in Leicester, some in Milton Keynes, Leamington Spa, but there was this big void in Northamptonshire where there was not much frisbee being played. And the idea came about last year where we were like, yeah, let's do something about it. Started the club a year ago, last November in 2023. And since then we've developed regular sessions and the group's always growing. So it's been a really exciting kind of year, really.
And then how did you go about promoting it?
We started by just getting a little bit of brand identity. So creating the logo, putting some word out, and just building up the Instagram and starting to put different posts about kind of what Frisbee's about, what Ultimate Frisbee's about, and what we want to be about. A key element was we created a little digital website and also spoke to the Chronicle and Echo, put an article in there, which now if people start to search Ultimate Frisbee on Northampton, we come up. So that's how we're about getting the word out. There's also a really cool Ultimate Frisbee community around the country and around the world. So when you join those Facebook groups as a player and put in to the groups, hi, we've just started in Northampton. If anyone's in the local area and want to join, feel free. That also picks up people as well, people that have played Ultimate Frisbee before. We've had people come here from Rushden and Earthlingborough all the way through to Toaster and Milton Keynes now as well. So we're really kind of growing our network base, not just in Northampton, but across the whole of the county. And people are travelling, an hour just to come and play with us for an hour. So that's what it kind of means to the Ultimate Frisbee community over here in the Midlands. But also we're getting a lot of new people as well, and people that haven't played for a few years that are wanting to come back. So there's a place for anyone here. Beginners are welcome, and if you've played for 20 years, then you're also welcome too.
And then is it a very accessible sport as well, cost-wise, to get into?
Yeah, so we at the moment don't charge because we use kind of public spaces, but cost-wise, there are costs when you go to tournaments because there are got groups that run competitions over weekends. So it costs to go into there, costs to enter teams, but it's not too much when the whole team kind of plugs together. As you can see here from what we've done today, equipment-wise, to actually do some Ultimate Frisbee, you don't need very much. You need a disc, and we just have some cones. So really, it's a really, accessible sport, and everyone's really nice as well. There's part of the game involves this section of spirit where it's not refereed at all in any level apart from the professional in the US. They have referees, but aside from that, there's spirit decides the game. So if someone fouls, then it's up to the people on the pitch to talk about the foul, and that has kind of really enabled this culture of, we're here to have a good time. I'm going to be honest with you, you're going to be honest with me, and we're going to have a good game. And the ones, and sometimes you get really well-spirited games and really nice people. And we found that at Northampton Ultimate as well. There's been lots of really nice people that have come in and kind of shown everyone different types of things with different experience. The community has always grown.
And I just want to turn to the badge because I absolutely love it. I believe it's is it Northamptonshire Lift Tower?
Yep.
Yeah. And just for the radio audience, it's so in a white circle with some blue and pink lines in the middle, and kind of drawing of the Northampton Lift Tower. So where did the idea for that come from?
Well, the Lift Tower, when I was coming home from university, the Lift Tower was always kind of that beacon where you're coming down on that west side of Northampton, you kind of see it and you're like, you think of home. And the Lift Tower is a prominent figure because it's a national lift tower. So you can see it from lots of different parts of the county. So we wanted to kind of represent that beacon in some way. The the thread idea comes from shoemaking and kind of how we would make shoes by hand, putting thread through different types of leather, and then pink skies because we get a lot of really nice skies in the countryside, particularly when the sun goes down and we get really nice sunsets. There's also a line of blue in there as well to represent the river. So we've tried to encompass everything really about it, and picked kind of a medieval type font to kind of represent a little bit more of the history about Thomas à Becket and the castle and the Battle of Northampton and all that side as well. So we've kind of tried to encompass a little bit of everything about Northampton, and that it's about history, but also what we see when we walk around town, and also how we're growing into more of a vibrant place, I think.
And so, is there kind of any leagues for this as well, or is it you organise friendlies, or how does it work?
We are looking to organise friendlies now with kind of more local teams. You can do that. There are some leagues in some areas, but that's where there's a quite high concentration of clubs. So like London has more clubs, so they have a higher concentration. Manchester has a league as well. So the main kind of competitions that I've been involved in are tournaments where you go to a certain part of the country with a load of other teams, and then you can compete against other clubs, and then you kind of win that tournament. Some of them are fun and have a party on the Saturday night and everyone dresses up. Some of them are a bit more serious, like regionals and nationals. You can also play on beach as well. One of the cool tournaments that anyone can do is a hat tournament, where you sign up as an individual, and then you put your experience, you put your kind of what you think is your skill level, your running, your height, how well you think you can throw out of 10, and then the organisers put you into a group or into a team, try and match all the teams evenly with who's there. So it could be a beginner right through to a GB level player in one team, and then everyone tries to play, helps each other out. There's always a party, and they're always fun, whether you're going by yourself and you've never played Frisbee before, or you're going with 20 of your mates, and there's one of your mates in every team, and you're kind of playing against your mates and meeting loads of new people and learning loads of new things as well. So there's loads of different ways to get involved competitively.
And then you've been running this pretty much a year now. So what have been kind of the challenges of the first year of running it?
I think one of the biggest challenges is people want to play, but people will only come if they want to play or if they can play. But because of the lack of getting numbers, we've not necessarily had 10 people come to every session, which is what you need for a 5-a-side indoor game. It's 7-a-side outdoor typically. But we need people to come in order to get that level of game. So I think there's a little bit, we're almost a sleeping giant almost, where people come and they're waiting to kind of say, oh yeah, I'll go when we're going to have a game. But people should come because that means that if people come, we get more people turn out and we're more likely to have that game. I think there's also the deciding about when to train, where to train, what's accessible for different people, because we want to be accessible for everyone. There's no point trying to make a session on a day where no one can do because a lot of the group works nights. There's no point doing that. So it's learning about the group, trying to create a place that's accessible and a time that's accessible, and you're not going to manage to get everyone, you're not going to be able to appease everyone, but that's just life. But we hope that we do lots of other things to try and involve different people. We want people in the group to design kit. We want people in the group to come along to the pub for a social. We're doing a December disc golf in next month, where on a Saturday we're going to go over to Saucy Forest and play some disc golf in Christmas jumpers and stuff like that. So we're trying to create lots of different ways to get involved aside from the training as well, to try and make sure that there's a place for everybody.
And then finally, what are the plans for the future?
I've always said that it will grow to what it wants to be. If it is just 10 people in a park every week, then or every fortnight, then cool. But if someone wants to take it further, we grow to more groups, and we kind of grow to more trainings, and then we start hiring out venues and go to indoor sessions, outdoor sessions, and we start going to tournaments. That's also fine too. I think it's just keeping expectations open and our minds open, and lots of people have come into the group, and we've got a group chat with about 30 people now, all of different levels and experience, and some people have come in, beginner and experience, and all have really added to the group. So everyone's learning all the time, and all we wanted was to bring people together for Ultimate Frisbee. So if we can do that and continue doing that and get more people involved and get the town and the county to know a little bit more about Ultimate Frisbee, what the sport is about, and why it's so cool, and so accessible, and so kind of easy to pick up, then super.